Hi everyone, welcome back to your channel. This is the third episode from the IoT alert with a Telegram notification, and in this video I would like to explain how you can connect with InfluxDB Cloud. So if you are interested in this topic, let's get started. Yes, as I explained it in this video, you will learn how to connect with the InfluxDB, how you can define the bucket, organization, API token, and also we can say that how you can create your own dashboard and getting the data. So first of all, I have created one email for the test of this demo. So I'm going to show you from beginning how you are going to establish your InfluxDB cloud. First of all, you need to sign up with this Google Cloud. So if you or if you don't have any credential, you have to sign up into here and giving all this information. But another scenario which I used it is using your Google account. So I'm using my Google account for the test purpose, and here I'm giving allow to my email address, connect with this InfluxDB cloud, and here you have to mention, okay, I'm going to use this InfluxDB, and it will tell you that, okay, this is in AWS, and what is your company name. You can give the name whatever you want. I can give my name, so IoT station, and here is important. You need to give them the one organization name. This organization name, if you remember in my previous video, I will drop the link at top of this video. You can find it. There is a special URL. So this URL is including the organization, bucket name, and also the environment, or we can say the some sub branch of that bucket. So that's very important. Organization, I'm giving something like let's check it as a weather dot parameter, something like that. Okay, then it will tell you, okay, this storage and everything is in US, or if you are in Europe, you can define in Europe, and then you need to confirm about the condition and all these cases, and they inform you everything based on the AWS. Then continue. So there is something which you should know about that. There is some limitation in free version of InfluxDB Cloud, which only can keep 30 days data. So you can see here, more than 30 days you have no any data, and it will be automatically be deleted. And then there is some limitation about the we can say the read, write, and so on, and no credit card is required. So we are going to use the free version, but if you are interested in other scenario, you can use them. So we will go for free version. Once you confirmed and everything is all established, then I think, let me change it in this way, or Okay. Okay, I think now is better, and you can see the left side of this InfluxDB. Okay, now you have the, for your credential, this is here, this is your credential name, and you have the name as a source here. You can see here in this navbar, and you can click on the source. Once you arrive here, you can define the bucket. So this bucket also is very important. I'm going to give the name as something green house. Then you can again go to setting part of it, and you will see this data. You can define maximum 30 days, but you also can define as a 1 hour, 6 hours, or whatever. And there is no option for never as a delete data. And there are some configuration for the optional, which I normally do use it. Then you need another part of that which is very important, and that is about API token. So you can create API for the first time, generate API token, and for the second time or the third time and so on, you also can create the token. But the difference is that the first time is an admin role with giving you the access for read and write. But for the second or the third time, you have to define it whether it's a read or write. So this is only the difference. So in that case, you can just define it all access API token or custom API token. You can define all access token and give it some description about that. I don't know, whatever you want as a test or something like that. Once you save, it will pop up the one API token for you, and you will find this API token, and you can copy this token. So don't try to find this token, because it's the security part of this token, and I will hide, and at the end of this session I will delete this account. So you can copy this token and use it for your purpose. So far everything now is established which you needed for the organization name, the bucket name, and API. The rest you would need to configure in your ESP32 or microcontroller, and to see how this data is coming, and you can establish. So now already I have another account which is now connected with my ESP32 and then pushing some data. Let's jump to that account and to explain that how you can create your information or we can say the dashboard. So as you can see now, I have the dashboard here, and you will find the information of we can say the humidity and the temperature. So based on the different time stamp, it's already arranged, and one dashboard is here. So as I explained that here, you are able to create your own dashboard or your own data. So once you created the bucket, it is your, we can say that account is established, organization, you define the bucket, you got the API, you set all these cases, and then you will find the bucket name here. For example, I have the greenhouse here in sensor underscore data. Under greenhouse, currently I don't have the data, but I will show you this information. So then there is a measurement. So this measurement, again, we have defined into our ESP32. We don't need to define it here. So once you already define it over there and pushing the data, automatically here it will be defined and you can find it. Once you define or select your measurement, you can select what humidity or temperature or whatever, either we can say parameters you have. For example, here I have another parameter as a VPE. So just I'm selecting these two. Then let's see what it will give us. Once you select all these parameters here, automatically here you can see there is a one query as a SQL query, and you can run this query. So let me again, I believe it's, let's return it back, refresh it, come to sensor data, environment, and select this temperature humidity. So no, there is nothing here. Okay, let me see. I didn't select this schema browser, so SQL sync. Then now you can run it. See now here, now already I ran this SQL and it gives me some data. And here there is the item. You can define either 1 minute, 5 minutes, or 1 hour. And if you need some graph, you can find the data as a graph here. If you need the table wise, you can define as a table. And at the end of the day, if you need to create some dashboard for we can say your point, you can create your the dashboard here. I think I am in limitation for creating the dashboard, if I'm not mistaken. Let me check it out. So once I want to create the new dashboard here, and I can add the cells for all measurements. I just need these two and select the custom or auto. I'm going for auto, and here you go. Now you will find these two parameters came into new dashboard, and you can give the name dashboard, I don't, as a test tool or whatever. So now this is for you to push this information to the system by InfluxDB. You need these parameters. So now all the information is already established. You would need the, we can say, the endpoint or the URL, which is exactly the URL which you will find it after you establish in your InfluxDB cloud. And if you want to know more about the API and so on, I already explained the details in my previous session. Please watch that video. I recommend you to watch that video in details. You will find how I trigger the API in my ESP32, and also there is the reference code. You will find this information. In case you are interested to read more about the InfluxDB, you can search for API version of InfluxDB, and you will find this, we can say, the endpoint, which tell you about how to get the query, how to get the right for bucket deletion, and so on. So every item which you want to drop the data have their own endpoint, and for example, the right endpoint is exactly the one which we need for pushing data into InfluxDB. And if you are interested to know that how and what is the format of the entire of the endpoint, you will find more here to know what information you would need to add for recognition of your InfluxDB, which is, as I explained, that for the bucket precision, and also for my case also I have defined the organization name as well. So these are all these cases. I will again try to drop the official website InfluxDB below this video. You will find them, and you can read carefully about the API to know that how is it. Again, I'm referring to my previous video regarding the API. It is completely, you can find how I push the data into InfluxDB. So now, until here, we completed the session. For the next session, you should expect to find out how you can create your Telegram bot, and also how we can connect the Python script to Telegram bot to get the data from the InfluxDB, and also push this information to Telegram bot. So again, it definitely use the API for query, which get the data from InfluxDB based on the interval, and also in case reach to the certain threshold which is defined in the script, then it will push the information to API of Telegram. Thank you again for watching this video. Please stay tuned for more video about this tutorial. If you have any question, please drop your question comment below. Definitely I will look at it and get back to you along with answer. And if you think this video was helpful, please don't forget to like, share, and if you didn't subscribe, please do subscribe and support me for promoting my channel, and also encourage me to create much better with the higher quality of the information. Thank you again, and see you next month.